everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome. I'm Anne and I'm an author, but I'm not talking about my own books for this little Saturday thing I've got going. I am talking about these three books to start off with. I'm hoping to do a new kind of feature on my channel where I talk about three different, or I don't know, three, maybe four, maybe more, we'll see. New romance books I have been reading, and I'm kind of trying to do a bit of a theme and then like match my makeup to the theme. I'm not like in love with this look, but I talk about it more because this foundation's new and it's not exactly my colour, but just pretend it is. Anyway, so I am trying to like kind of go with the pink theme with these ones, obviously. As I said, I'm doing this new thing on my channel where I get ready and kind of intermix makeup and books and have a weekly thing to hold myself more accountable, A, for reading, and B, for doing something that feeds my creativity that isn't just writing. So I really want to make myself more consistent and also read more, just like do something a little bit different and fun. Also, I started filming this like as the sun was going down, so the lighting is going to change quite a lot. I apologize. She's not a professional YouTuber. For anyone that is like new and you don't know who I am, or you might be like an author and like offended by, or a reader and offended by the whole smut thing, I have it like, the reason that I'm doing it is because I am a romance author, and a lot of people try and be like, say smut like it's a bad thing and like put all these negative connotations to it, and I just really want to take back the word and be like, yeah, I love smut. But anyway, I'm not meaning any offense by the word smut. I'm doing this like as like a compliment. I don't know. So just know that there's no malice in this, okay? Anyway, we are here today to talk about Queen Move by Kennedy Ryan, The Idea of You by Robin Lee, and Big Ben by Nana Malone. I think that's how you say her name. If it isn't, just yell at me in the comments. And I'm going to be doing my makeup while I talk about these books, what you might expect from them, what's going on. I'm not going to do too many spoilers or anything like that. I'm just going to give you the overview and my thoughts. And each of these books has a totally different feel, a totally different ending. And yeah, I think they're a really good variety of books for everyone. And I just really think if you haven't read any of these and you wanted to know a little bit more, and maybe you love romance and maybe you love makeup. But I want to say I'm not an expert. As I said, I don't know, it's really pale and it's not as full coverage as I want. She's a full coverage bitch. This isn't really about me. It's about the books. And so if you do like makeup and you like the idea of this whole Smut Saturday thing, please let me know in the comments. And without further ado, you're going to see me looking a lot less glam than this, and I'm going to start the getting ready with me crazy process. I do ramble a lot. I am like a little bit manic. So please just be with me until I get a little bit more settled and my rhythm and my groove. I hope you like this video, and thank you all so much for watching. So my hair, I don't know if I've inserted the clip or not, but I was like, Taylor was setting this all up for me, and he was like, I was like, oh my gosh, my hair is really bad. And he's like, yeah, you're gonna have to do your hair too. So I am going to do my hair, guys, too. I'm gonna do, well, hopefully I've already done a little intro and I look way more glam than this. So I have a really good Oma beauty foundation that I adore, but it is slightly too dark for me, especially because I am pretty pale right now. So, whoa, that's a lot of primer, girl. You went hard on that. That's real lot of primer. What is this? I've got some kind of scratch. It's either an anxiety rash or, I don't know, a dog probably scratched me. So glam! My life is so glam. Alright, so I'm not going to hold, I'm going to just moisturize the old hands. I'm not going to hold up the books because I'm probably going to get them like sticky, so I will be putting them like on the screen while I talk about them. But yeah, I wanted to merge books and makeup. It's blatantly copying off Bailey Sarian's like Murder, Mystery and Monday thing, but this is like Smut Saturday, so we are talking about romance books. I don't know, I'll see how this I'll see how you guys all respond to this, and if we want to do like, I think I will do an every Saturday thing because it's really good to keep me accountable. Like I can talk about 3 books, or I don't know, I've got 3 books today, but we will see about how many books I decided to talk about other times. but I'm going to hope for about 3, and it's really good to keep me accountable with my reading. But I don't want to say just like smut or romance or anything like that, because I read like a really big variety. So I definitely am going to do Thriller Thursday too. So if you also read thrillers, I know that a lot of romance readers maybe don't, but if you do, I will be doing a Thriller Thursday. So let's start doing our makeup, and I'm going to hopefully try and like do a little bit of structure and talk about like each thing that I know that you guys might want to know. Now let's see first if this is too pale for me. I do know that I have found out that foundations come off like really different on camera than in real life. So like that Oma one is slightly too dark for me, but it looks fine once I've like got the rest of my face on. But when I looked at my footage when I was trying to do a get ready with me, it looks so orange, you guys, and I feel like this might come off a little bit of orange as well. So just keep that in mind. As I said, this isn't really a tutorial. Oh, thunder. This is just me doing the makeup. So I will like list all the products that I'm using down below. I don't know why I'm using a brand new foundation for my first one of these. Don't like the smell of it. Anyway, so we're talking about Queen Move by Kennedy Ryan first. Now, if you follow the romance community or the indie community like at all, you're going to know that this book really like blew up in the best way. Like so many people were talking about it, and it did so well, and Kennedy smashed it with this book. And it was funny, I did like a little Instagram haul of like all the books that I brought lately, and so many people were like, oh, have you read this by Kennedy, this by Kennedy, like she does. So I'm going to try and go down my neck just to cover this scratch up, because it's like aggressive, you guys. I always, whenever I go down my neck though, yeah, she's got an anxiety rash going on. This is sheer coverage, so I'm going to have to build it. Yep, definitely going to have to build this. Okay, so, yeah, Queen Move by Kennedy Ryan really, really blew up in the best way. So it is a feminist book for sure. You got a strong woman. You've got like, now I'm going to try and see if I can list some things. Okay, you've got strong woman, a lot of steam, a lot of, it's a second chance romance. I would call it a second chance romance. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview. So this is Kimber and Ezra. Also, she's called True in the book. You will get, you will understand why I want to read it. If you have already read it, you already know. But I'm going to call her Kimber. But I keep wanting to call her Kimbra. I see it like, I swear like with names I'm really bad. So that's something I'm also going to quickly say as a disclaimer. Am I doing this really aggressively? I feel like I'm doing it aggressively. Maybe if I try with my beauty blender, it might sink in a little bit better. So far I'm not sure if I love this, you guys. Why did I branch out from my face? My face is probably going to break out. I suck with names, you guys. Disclaimer. So anyway, so this is a second chance romance. And well, I would. So Kimber, see, I did it again. Kimber and Ezra had known each other since they were babies. They were best friends. They grew up together. They did everything together. They finished each other's sentences. They were just like inseparable, like that really special kind of friendship. You guys know you had that kind of friend, I hope, because it's such a treasure thing when you were growing up. But obviously, them being boy-girl, it kind of morphed into something else once they hit their teen years and they shared their first kiss. I'm going to also try not to do too many spoilers, because I want, if you haven't read these, I want you to be able to read them without me fucking spoiling it. So I'm going to like say a little bit of like what's going on, and I will let you know if the story is like happy ever after, HEA, or a cliffhanger, because I know a lot of romance readers want to know that kind of stuff in advance. And I will say I have one happy ever after, which is Queen Move. I have one cliffhanger and one no happy ever after in this. So just to let you know, I've got a bit of variety. So yeah, Kimber and Ezra had their first kiss, and it's magical, and it's like, it's written so well, you guys. Now, I have got books by Kennedy on my Kindle. I know I have, but I've just never read them. And I was blown I know I'm piling this on, but this is really sheer coverage, you guys. I don't know. I'm going to say, this thing, I'm going to try and match my makeup. I'm going to try and have like a theme to the covers, like a colour theme. So I'm going to try and match my makeup to the theme. And this is a pink theme. And this is dewy. It's also going to get really dark, guys. The weather just decided to like go and fucking shit itself. So be with me. So they share their first kiss and it's really special. What was I saying? Oh, her writing. It is like impeccable. Like very intelligent, very kind of lyrical almost. And yeah, some of her passages in there, as a writer, I was reading them like, oh, yes. And I will say the build-up is you spend a lot of time with Ezra and Kimber kind of as they're growing up and as they're friends, and you get a lot of background into the story, which I really, really like. And I really love to see kind of Kennedy doing something different in that respect, like really focusing on building a lot of their lives before they even see each other again. So they obviously, their families have some kind of like secret or conflict that splits them apart when they're teenagers, and then they don't see each other until they have gone on with their lives. Like Kimber is really, it's called She's Like a Queen. This is the ultimate feminist book ever. So she is a black woman in politics, and this is what I'm going to say. It really gives you an experience. She's pale now. Oh my god, she's pale. Okay, you guys. What am I doing? I'm good at makeup, I swear. What is happening? So I'm going to put a little bit of the foundation that I said was too dark for me. Maybe try and even this out, but which may not be a good idea because you never know what's going to happen when you mix two formulas together. They might not play well, but we're going to try. So Kennedy really, really talks about the black experience, which obviously is something I'm all familiar with, and I think she does it in a really, really poignant way. She weaves it into the story in a really beautiful way, and I don't know how to explain it, and I'm probably doing it wrong, but it definitely, I really like the way that she did it, and I really like the way that this wasn't just a romance. This was definitely talking about strong women. It was like a family epic, talking about different characters in their family, talking about, as I said, Kimber's experience as a black woman in politics, which is, you know, like a big thing because politics is an old, rich white guy's game, I swear. But I really, really liked it. It felt so empowering to women and women of colour, and then Ezra's experience being he was half Jewish as well, so like his experience in that, like struggling between like the two sides of himself. I just think it was a really, really beautiful way to, like, you really got to know them as people, which I know a lot of romance books don't really do. Like, you get to know the couple, but you don't really get to know them as people, and she really established their lives as single human beings and before she even got them together. But I will say, when they got together, when they saw each other again, they got hot and heavy pretty quickly, and the steamliness is really steamy, you guys. Very erotica, and like the best way. This is what I'm trying to do with this Smutty Saturdays, because I feel like smut, like they're trying to use it like people, who's they? Like the literary types are trying to use smut as such a derogatory term, like, oh, you read smut, and I kind of just want it to be this like way of taking him back and being like, yeah, like, well, and also what I'm trying to say is this smut is like some of the most intelligent literary books that I've ever read, and that's what I mean. It's these women writing such, all of these books are so intelligent and so lyrical and so unique in their own way. So that is exactly what I want to do. But she's erotic, this one, guys. She's steamy sex scenes. I will say, Kennedy like writes a fucking good sex scene, very descriptive, very steaming. I really, really like the way she wrote them. So they got together, so they don't see, she does, I'm gonna hope this isn't too like, but this is my first one, guys. I'm just trying to like figure out what I want to talk about and how I want to do it, so bear with me. But so she kind of doesn't get them together straight away. I wish I could have like noted in the book how it's like a few chapters where, you know, their kids and their experience as kids and then adults and their life as adults, because they see each other at a funeral and then years go by. So it's definitely different stages of their life. And this is another one. This is more mature women, which I love, like an older woman kind of romance who's still like got it all, who's still like sexy and strong and has like made her own independent life, which I really, really like. Yeah, so that's what and then obviously they rekindle their it's kind of insta love. I will say it's insta love, but not really, because obviously they'd known each other. It's raining really hard, you guys, so I hope you can't hear that. I don't know if I would call it insta love or not, because obviously they'd known each other since they were kids, but it's, you know, straight after they kind of see each other again, things, well, not straight after, pretty soon after, things get, you know, they start having this relationship, but things are a lot more complicated. Ezra is a father, and he is going through, like, I don't want to say too much, but in the blurb it does say, like, he's someone else's, so it's not cheating. I will say there's no cheating in this, no trigger warnings or anything like that. It is first person dual point of view, so you get both Ezra and Kimber's point of view. Which I will say, I don't usually like the guy's first person from the guy. That's not the brush I was going to use, you guys. Jeepers. I'm trying to use my brush for lunch and I totally forgot that I was doing it. Anyway, so I don't usually like first person male POV, because I don't know. I feel like I think maybe I got burnt, like I read the wrong book and I just feel like the disconnect of it, but when it's done right, I really like it. And I will say Kennedy did it right with Ezra's point of view. I really like seeing it. And usually if I'm kind of reading the point of view and it's like done well, I'm like, oh yeah, I really like this, but get me back to, you know, the female point of view, because I just feel more connected. But I definitely felt connected to both points of view, which I really liked, which is like a really, a breath of fresh air for me. So that was a dual point of view. Definitely very steamy. So if you guys are looking for like a hot, steamy read and you haven't read Queen Move and you really want like a strong woman and you want maybe a little bit of later in life romance, but she really goes into some subjects, you know, that I think aren't discussed enough in romance. Or maybe they are and I just haven't read the right kinds of books, which I also really think this is another thing that I really want to expand my reading horizons and read different books, different romances that maybe I wouldn't have picked up. How does my blush look? Bronze looking, guys. I hope I am going to get a little bit more succinct when I start getting used to doing this a little bit more, because I know this might not be like the best kind of overview, but I will say it is steamy, first dual point of view, kind of a more mature romance, really lyrical writing, and I'm not gonna like rate these, guys. Like pretty much all of these books are 5 stars to me. This is not about like either shit talking books. I'm not gonna be talking about books that I don't like, because there's plenty of people that fucking do that already. So I'm talking about books I love all the time, and I love this book. I found myself like glued to it, like staying up all night to read it, which is such like, any romance reader knows that it's like the best feeling when you're like excited to open your book again. You're like, oh, I can't wait to get back to these characters. And that was definitely what I felt with Queen Move. So if you haven't picked it up, I highly recommend it. Alright, next up we are going to go with Big Ben by, is it Nana Balone? I really hope it's not Nana. It's spelled Nana, but as I said, I suck at pronouncing things. So, Big Ben by Nana Malone, and this one, I'm going to tell you straight off, is a cliffy. She's a cliffhanger, so you need, if you're going to read this, buy the second one, so you're prepared, so you're not fucking sitting there at 3 in the morning being like, what the fuck, what happens? But obviously, if you have a Kindle, you can just like dive right into the Kindle. But I'm really into paperbacks these days, you guys. I want all of these authors on my fucking shelf. Alright, so this one is again a dual point of view, first person set in London. So for anyone that doesn't know, I moved here. I'm currently in Tampa, Florida, and I moved here from London. I'm originally from New Zealand, but I was living in London before I moved here, and oh my gosh, it made me so nostalgic for London. I loved it, and I also loved just the like colloquialisms and all of that. I think she really did well with that. So I really, really loved that part of it. Set in London, so it is about this kind of like secret society type thing. So Livy, she gets trapped in a closet with this guy, Ben, at the start of it, and he's part of like this elite group of like billionaires. So it's a billionaire romance, and it's like secret society, and it's suspense. So they kind of, she has a boyfriend when they first meet, and the boyfriend's an a-hole. He's a douchebag. Okay, he's a douchebag. And so she has a boyfriend when they first meet, and chemistry immediately. But I will say, I'm pretty sure I was just trying to, they don't like get together until like right at the end, and then they kind of really don't even get together until right at the very end. And obviously there's you, Cliffy. So not as steamy, but I really like this one. Was way more character driven, and they definitely got to know each other a lot more. Like, and I love these kind of slow burns more and more. I'm growing to adore them, especially if they're done right. Because if they're done right, girl, like, you have my attention. And definitely Nana had my attention from all of it. I love the side characters. I love the concept of the group itself. Like, all of these kind of, these boys are kind of like recruited into the secret society, and they can choose like what they're gonna do. And like, did I put too much blush on? Maybe. I'm going for a pinky look, you guys. And they're recruited, and they all become billionaires, and they're like all like buddies, and it's really, really good. So I loved that. As I said, it's more of a slow burn, and it ends on like suspense. There's a little bit of suspense in it, but like it promises you more, and it's definitely a cliffhanger. But I'm pretty sure, I'm almost certain that the next book is already out, so you're not going to have to wait or anything. It's not going to be that big of a deal, you know. So it ends on a cliffhanger. Really, really love the idea. Love that it's set in London. And yeah, as I said, we see a lot more of their characters. And again, another strong woman. Livy is like intelligent and strong and like not afraid to speak her mind. I really love that. And I just think it was like really, really good. I also really liked the dynamic as well. Really good dynamic. So definitely can't wait to, should I have waited and read the conclusion, and then I would have been able to oh, she went home. Alright, I need to set this batch because I feel dewy. So yeah, really, really loved that one. As I said, I really liked the humour in it as well. There was some fucking great British humour and British slang that she got spot on. Like, humour in romance novels is one of my favourite things, and especially like I love side characters, and she's got some really good side characters that you feel kind of immersed in, or connected to, should I say, like good friendships, and you also feel curious about them. So I, like, when I write my books, it is one of the things that I really want readers to be. I want them to be like, oh, I want to know more about this character, because that means you're connected. People love turning over here, don't they? They just fucking love it. I really, really like when they do kind of different characters and they give you a glimpse into their, like, friendships is a big part of books for me, and not just female friendships, but like male friendships as well. And like the elite and the boys in the elite, I really liked their banter. I want to know more. I want to see more about them. So I really liked that. And as I said, the humour was super good. But yeah, be prepared for a cliffhanger if you haven't read it. I just really like her Nana's. Guys, am I saying it right? I really like her writing style. It's really easy to read. It really sucks you in, and you just feel like really, it's just like I was lying in the sun actually, drinking some Prosecco in my bikini, reading it, and it just feels like that kind of book. Like really like a nice kind of little beachy read. So it's perfect for summer. It's really good. So, and I can't wait to read more from her. Like, again, pretty much all of these authors, when I like shared on my social media that I fucking, she's hot. Back to regularly scheduled programming. When I shared that I was reading all of these, like everyone was like, oh my gosh, now you have to read this one by this author, this one by this author. So I am so excited. All of these authors, it was my first time reading them, so, and they all made like such a good first impression. And if you're a hardcore reader like me, you know it's like such a fucking shit show trying a new author. You just don't know what you're going to get. And I know that's why I like go back to rereading so many books I've already read before, because I'm like, oh, I know what I'm going to get from you, okay? I already know. I know how you're going to make me feel. It makes me feel comfortable. I think there was like this post somewhere, probably on the gram, because I love the gram. There was this post somewhere, it was like for people that watch like old series, which I just did with Sons of Anarchy. It's like people with anxiety tend to do it because it makes them feel safe, because they don't have the uncertainty of not knowing what was going to happen. And I feel like that's the same with books. You reread books. I know I do, because I'm like, I know I need to read. I just don't feel like I want to risk something that I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't know how it's going to make me feel. And I'm like, what if I hate the author and then I get pissed off and then I'm not going to read and then I'm just going to go and watch some stupid fucking reality show, which is what I did last night. I stayed up until 3 in the morning watching The Real Housewives, you guys. Anyway, but I will say I was amazed with all 3 of these, and I'm not just saying that. I don't know, like, I'm not gonna, if I read a book and I don't like it, guys, I'm just not gonna talk about it, because I'm not here to do that. But I'm not just saying that. Like, I fully loved each of these books in such a different way. Like, as I said, one is a happy ever after, one is a cliffhanger, one is a not happy ever after. Like, they're all so different, and I fucking loved that. So yeah, I really, really loved it, and I can't wait to read more. Next up is The Idea of You by Robin Lee. It is Robin Lee, I'm pretty sure. Oh my god. Like, oh my god. You guys, I've had this book for a while. I cannot believe that story has just been sitting on my shelf, looking a little bit innocent. And I didn't know what it was going to do to me. Like, you guys, this book, I don't even know. Like, I loved this book so much. I just finished it, literally just finished it, and I loved it. I feel like I'm going to have to reread it, because I feel like I read it so fast because I was so excited. Do you guys do that? You read it so fast, you almost skip over parts, not because you don't want to read them, but you just like, I just want to devour you. It's like when you like eat like really good food and you eat it so fast you barely even taste it because it's just so good. That's what this one was like. First up, need to say this because this might be a deal breaker for a lot of people. My palates are very dirty. This might be a deal breaker for a lot of people. It is not a happy ever after. Okay? Okay? Are we all on the same page? Are we all there? Yeah? So, this is a sticking point, and actually I got a message from a reader, and she was like, I brought this because you posted it on your Instagram. She said, just to warn you, it's not a happy ever after. And that is not a deal breaker for me anymore. But I will say, if this was back in the day when I first started discovering romance and all I read was romance and I was like, romance all day, every day, that would have been a deal breaker for me. I would have been like, what? I need. So if I was going in expecting a happy ever after, that would be a deal breaker for me. So I need to tell you right now, this isn't. But please don't let that scare you away, guys. This book was so good. It was so intelligent and so, like, the fashion for a start. Girl knows her fashion. Girl knows her art. Intelligent, strong woman, age gap, rock star. saucy sex scenes, has it all. But the age gap is older woman, younger man. And I loved it. I loved Hayes. I loved everything about him. There are so many quote-worthy freaking lines in this book, you guys. Like, you don't even know. I feel like I'm being so aggressive. This one, like, as I said with Kennedy, and you know how I said she has, like, really... There we go. I don't want to be, like, turned away from you guys. I know my mum watched my video. She's like, don't turn away. As I said with Kennedy, she has really, like, poetic writing. Again, this was... I almost don't want to say that this was romance. It wasn't written like it was romance. It was just so real. It was such a real person. There was so much pain and heartbreak and just... It was so raw, and it just... I really wasn't expecting it. I will say, I wasn't expecting this book to give me as many feels as it did. And I was just, like, blown away. I can't believe I haven't read it before. Like, so good. So I'll tell you the premise. So Solene, why are you guys giving me names I can't pronounce? Solene is a single mum, divorced single mum. She co-owns a gallery, which also love the concept of the gallery. They only support and sell pieces by women of colour, which I think is an awesome idea. I hope that gallery exists in real life. I hope that was taken from something. And then she takes her daughter to see an August Moon concert, and she quickly has a connection with Hayes. Now, Hayes, he is everything. I love Hayes. Hayes is so good. He's written so well. And so he kind of, like, they have just, like, this connection, and then he ends up tracking her down and asks her to lunch, and she's like, this is just lunch. And then she goes, this is just sex. But they don't have sex straight away, you guys. There's a build-up, and I love it. I also, like, I know a lot of people don't like this, so I'm going to say it, but actually, can I speak? So she describes outfits, and I love it. And not just describes it. She's got some Elias sandals in there. She's got lemon brown dresses. She's got Celine handbags. She knows fashion. She is also very well travelled. You can tell that because she talks about different... Oh, I really love the way that the chapters are set up. They're not set up into chapters. They're set up into different parts of the world that they meet up. Because at first it's secret. Their relationship is a secret. And then, so they're touring. August Moon is touring. Did I say August? Oh, Jesus. Just pretend I said the right name if I didn't. And they're touring, so they meet up at all these different places. And yeah, you can so tell that she's travelled here. She, like, as, like, a fellow traveller, I could just, it took me back to some of those places that I've been to, and I adored it. I loved it. Like, her writing is just, I will say it's not as much, like, you know how I said with Nana, hers was like a beautiful escape. Like, you just felt, oh, my hair. I have a hair tie somewhere. I feel, like, so offended by my hair. You know, with Nana, how I said it was just, like, so beautiful and easy and comforting. It's like a little beachy read. I don't think you can read this on the beach. But, with the idea of you, I will say that I don't think it is as much as light. It is definitely, like, heartbreaking, and I felt the pain and I loved it. Well, I think you already know it's not going to be light because it's not a happy ever after. What'd you do there, girl? What'd you do there? Why'd you do that? Did I also say that this was a first person point of view, and this is just Solene's point of view? Did I say her Solene? I'm saying it wrong, guys. Anyway, so this is just her point of view. As I said, Nana and Kennedy did what is a hard thing to do. They made me like dual point of view. So, snaps for them. So as I said, Nana and Kennedy really made me love the male point of view as well, from first person, which is awesome. But my preferred reading preference is female first person point of view. And I know a lot of people like male first person point of view. So if that's you, I get it girl, but this is just my preference. And so I really just felt at home with that. I loved the fashion. You guys know I'm a fashion whore. So I loved that. If you're looking for like a lighter read, then I'm going to tell you right now, your best bet if you want like light and like just comfort and you don't want to feel like sobby or like book, you don't want to feel like something just rocked your world. What have I done here? I don't like it. Fix it. So if you want something a little bit more like your traditional, like easy to read but still really intelligent romance. So if you want something like a little bit more lighter and you don't like want to, I'm having some crises. Yeah, you could say that. You could say that again. Okay, so I would definitely say Nana Malone Big Pen for like that light, that funny, that obviously, but it's a cliffhanger. So if you want a cliffhanger, go for that. If you want Happy Ever After and you haven't read Queen Move, what are you doing watching this girl? You better go and watch Queen Move. Yeah, but as I said, I do review, it is like definitely not your traditional romance, but also the sex scenes are so good. Oh my gosh, she's done really good with the sex scenes. Why am I whispering? Yeah, so I will say, you should just go on this a little bit more prepared. I'm so glad I went in quite blind because I'm like, oh my gosh, this book is like pure brilliance. But I will say it's not going to be for everyone. I know so many hardcore romance readers just heard me say no HEA and you're just like, okay, bye. Thank you. But I really, really, really want to try and convince you just to give it a try because, as I said, the writing is so top notch and really, really unique writing, you guys. Like, I don't think I've encountered a book. I haven't encountered a book like any of these books, actually. They're all very unique, but I love, it's like the single mum thing. She's a strong woman, she's older. She kind of like really talks about the experience of like turning 40 and being a woman of a certain age and the experience that comes with that, which I think a lot of women are going to resonate with, and she just does it so well. And yeah, I really just, and it's very feminist as well, you know, like she is doing what a lot of men do and don't get questioned about, but she has a lot of inner turmoil about the age difference, and yeah, I just think it's really well done. So I will say, like, I always am rooting for them to get together, but I also really love the way that she ended it because it's so realistic. Like, everything in the book is just so realistic, and I just really like that because sometimes I want to be taken away from reality, you know? Sometimes I don't want my romance book to, like, give me, like, sometimes the harsh truth that some, you know, love isn't enough, that you're not going to always get a happy ever after. I don't want that sometimes. I want the fantasy. I want it. But, because sometimes the fantasy comes true, but sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. I just think she did it in a really, really elegant way. If I could say one thing about her writing, it would be elegant. And I think Hayes and the relationship was just so, so good. As I said, each of them, each of these three books is really, really different. And they're each written by a woman of colour as well, which I think is so important to kind of inspect your bookshelves and see, you know, if you have diversity on your bookshelves, and if you don't, and you are looking to support women of colour in as many ways as you can, then I think doing it but with your reading habits and expanding your reading habits and supporting these women is like such an awesome way to do it. This is why I should go on with a plan, you guys. I tell myself, I'm not a planner. That's not how I work. You should plan, bitch. Lash is going to say that. Lash is going to say this, and it's all going to be fine. Is this like the rambliest first little video that you've ever seen? I kind of want it to feel like you are sitting here with maybe your girlfriend, and I want to feel like I'm sitting here talking to my girlfriends about romance books, because obviously maybe we can't, you know, sit with our girlfriends and talk about romance books. And also, I don't know, we don't like, apart from online, the online romance community is amazing, but there are still like so many steps to go before we stop like judging women for reading romance, or putting a stigma onto romance authors, being like, if you're a romance author, you're automatically not allowed to be literary, or you're not allowed to be intelligent, or your books don't matter, you know, or they're not helping people, or they're not serious. I fucking hate that. Like, all of these books are written in such a beautiful way and with so much intelligence in them, and they're all touching on like other issues beyond just that. As I was saying, the stigma that's attached to reading romance and talking about romance and writing romance is just insane. Can you fuck off, mate? Can you fuck off? I do have, because in my Instagram, have I already told you to follow me on Instagram? If I haven't, you should fucking follow me. Am I so aggressive in this video, you guys? I think I am. Was this like a really flighty first video for me? Are you guys like, girl, you want Adderall? I'm not. This is me in my natural habitat. I'm naturally a little bit crazy. Like, I've recently gone off the pill, and Taylor noticed, my fiance noticed, he's like, wow, your moods are like really intense. I'm like, welcome. Hello. I don't think you've met me yet. So, alright, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this, you guys. I'm going to have to. Okay. I just did everything off camera because I'm going to be honest with you guys. Not sure I'm loving this look. I just went to see my fiance, and he was like, I was like, oh, I don't really like this. And he looked at me, he's like, oh, what don't you like about it? Which is already a bad sign, because a man should be like, oh no, you look really good. And I was like, I don't know, what don't you like about it? He's like, you're just a bit pale. And I'm like, really brave thing to say to a woman, honey. Anyway, and also I just put on this lip gloss, and it is a little bit old, and it smells like very chemically, and I have a feeling that it is like expired, so I'm gonna have to do this quick. But I had this vision of like, oh yeah, this is gonna be like the really sassy makeup look for my first go, but I'm not feeling it. I could refilm it, but I feel like that's not authentically me. If you know me, I'm an authentic mess. And I'm not perfect, and this isn't tutorials, this is me doing my makeup, and hopefully you'll be able to see me like get better as these videos go on. Anyway, and it's not about me, it's about the books. So, I have them here now, and these are the 3 books. I think I will have, it's gotten so dark in here, you guys, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. These are the 3 books that I talked about, and I will have already shown them at the start, hopefully. But please, I'm going to quickly end this because we have Pete's coming and I'm in a bad mood. Anyway, so these 3 I highly, highly, highly recommend. And if you love this kind of thing from me, and hopefully I will be doing like a better makeup look next time with a foundation that actually matches my skin tone. If you like this, please let me know and subscribe if you aren't already, and we will be doing more of these kinds of videos in the future. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for bearing with me. Still figuring this out. Not perfect. I'm a mess, I know. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.